Hi, I'm Akin Disu. This is my makeshift studio behind me, where I'm working on my exhibition, the final pieces. The exhibition is called Layer Cake. It represents the separate layers that go on to make the crown in Lagos, the people of Lagos, and by extension, me as well. So it is pretty autobiographical in nature. It represents my journey into finding my method as an artist. My chosen medium is screen printing. It's my method, my journey to find my method started about 5 years ago in working in the factory where I started screen printing, and all of a sudden I realized I was back at a junction I'd left about 25 years ago. And I went through this 25-year period where I really wasn't interested because I didn't have a method. And I thought to be a great artist, you have to have a method. You have to have a message, a story that you're telling people. And I just didn't have a story. And then all of a sudden, I found myself with a story to tell my kids, basically, and to tell the rest of the nation. And that's when I started trying to document the different layers that create the nation or the people we are. Layer cake is a reference on the many layers that make up Lagos, and I chose cake because we all can have a slice, can't we? We all can have a part of it. We can all enjoy it. For this exhibition, I'm working on four different, there are four pieces, really, pairs that make up the exhibition. The first piece represents the Benin influence on the crown of Lagos. It represents the punitive expedition in Benin and the punitive expedition to Lagos as well. The second one represents the masquerades, which are our traditional symbols. It represents Ayo, it represents commerce, it represents Eying Betty and the sea and the water around Lagos. The third one represents the democratic nature of the crown. It represents fashion. It represents our relationship with our Eastern brothers and the other Western brothers as well in the Yoruba states. The fourth one represents the Dankolo and their influence on the crown of Lagos. It represents the Islam in Lagos. It represents the trade they brought. It represents gold. It represents knowledge. It represents an ancient people to show we have our ancient ties. The mystery is what I try and get. So I try and get a sort of tension and dynamism in my work. I love the commercialism of pop art. I love the way it is collaborative and it's conceptual in its form. I like the way it allows you to be able to work with many people. I think every nation needs its own trove of intellectual property in the art realm that you can call on to represent your people at any point in time. And so this is why I try to use historical references in my work, so it can be used not just by me and not just by a few, but by loads of people to reference where they are. I think the work is I think it speaks for itself. It's modern. It's Lagos. So it's art for everyone. It's art for the modern Nigerian. Really pleased to be exhibiting at the Didi Museum from November 4th to November 9th in Victoria Island, Lagos, number 174 Akin Disu.